Legend, Queen of Funk, just a few words I'd use to describe our first guest. Give it up for the one and only Chaka.
We all watched it in slow motion. That moment already cemented in viral infamy when Chaka Khan, Queen of Funk and living monument to soul, rose with the gravity of a monarch on Judgment Day and declared to a stunned television studio, "I've had enough of this." The cameras rolled as her unmistakable silhouette swept out. Stage left, while Jennifer Hudson sat frozen, one hand clutching her note cards as if they might save her from what had just unfolded. You could almost hear the air being sucked out of the room. The band didn't dare vamp. The applause sign never even flickered. And just like that, daytime television had its new holy grail of catastrophe. A legend storming off the set. A Grammy winner left blinking in the debris, and the live audience sandwiched between disbelief and a sudden delicious certainty. They just witnessed history. Do you feel like after 50 years, do you say,
Do you feel that way after 50 years? Do you sit back?
50 years, yeah. After 50 years, it's like, okay.
If you could do something else, what would be your other job? If you wasn't Chaka Khan, what would you be?
I'd be a teacher.
You would be a teacher.
I would be a teacher.
What would you teach?
Well, it's more like who would I teach?
Who would you teach?
I would teach children.
Okay.
I love children.
Yeah?
I adore children more than I like. I'd rather be in a room full of kids than a room.
We all watched it in slow motion. That moment already cemented in viral infamy when Chaka Khan, Queen of Funk and living monument to soul, rose with the gravity of a monarch on Judgment Day and declared to a stunned television studio, "I've had enough of this." The cameras rolled as her unmistakable silhouette swept out. Stage left, while Jennifer Hudson sat frozen, one hand clutching her note cards as if they might save her from what had just unfolded. You could almost hear the air being sucked out of the room. The band didn't dare vamp. The applause sign never even flickered. And just like that, daytime television had its new holy grail of catastrophe. A legend storming off the set. A Grammy winner left blinking in the debris, and the live audience sandwiched between disbelief and a sudden delicious certainty. They just witnessed history. Do you feel like after 50 years, do you say,
Okay, so you're celebrating 50 years in the business. Like,
Yes.
What is that like? Like, how far you've come?
It's kind of cuckoo because...
It's cuckoo.
Yeah,
I want
because...
to be like you.
Look
Look at this. I want that outfit too. Do you still got that outfit?
Heck no!
This was a seismic collision between generations, each one holding its own set of expectations about respect, boundaries, and the unwritten rules that govern the music world. On one side, the enduring force of Chaka, whose legacy can't be boxed in by any neat television format. On the other, Jennifer Hudson herself, a survivor of industry churn, suddenly made into the face of everything that's supposedly wrong with how young stars treat their elders. The whole thing played out in real time, and we all felt the aftershocks. It's not every day that the unwritten code of music royalty gets aired or shattered so publicly. Okay, so you're celebrating 50 years in the business. Like,
Yeah, we were too young to be trying to... I mean, we weren't too young, but we didn't trust that aspect of our...
About how old were you when you were in the group?
I started at about maybe 11.
11?
Yeah, on up to like, till I, joined the band. We started working clubs.
Yeah.
And that was at like 16. I ran away from home. I quit school
You did?
because I knew what I wanted to do.
and now, as the story echoes across every entertainment desk and group chat, the central question refuses to fade away. Is this what happens when the old guard meets the new school? Each fighting for their slice of cultural memory, their piece of the spotlight? Or have we reached a point where even legends are fair game for a viral setup, their stories bent to fit whatever narrative suits the ratings war? For now, the battle lines are drawn, the footage is out there, and the industry waits to see who, if anyone, comes out of this unscathed.
Miles Davis did. Most of the great musicians read music. Come on. What's to read?
So it's by your ear and by your heart.
It's left brain. It's left brain activity. It's a part of your brain that dreams and that has magic, where your calling lives.
So when you wanted to
Churn and the replay counters tick higher, we're left grappling with a sobering reality. Chaka Storm Off isn't just a headline. It's the latest and perhaps the most visible chapter in the ongoing saga of music legends being served up as content for a hungry ratings machine. We've seen this script before. Who could forget Aretha Franklin's legendary standoffs with clueless interviewers forced to field questions that belonged in a therapist's office, not the morning talk circuit? or the way Whitney Houston's darkest moments were transformed into primetime spectacle, her vulnerabilities prodded and dissected by producers eager to package pain as must-see television. There's a through-in here, a pattern as old as the industry itself, where icons are prized for their drama more than their artistry. And each time it happens, we are reminded that legacy alone is never enough to shield anyone from exploitation when the cameras are rolling and the advertising dollars are at stake. But with Chaka, the rules were supposed to be different. This is someone who's been fighting for her own narrative since the first note she sang. We remember how she battled record labels that tried to rebrand her, how she waged war to keep artistic control, how she even resisted the Queen of Funk label for years because, in her words, I hate to be boxed in. You know, from the days of Rufus to her genre-bending solo work, Chaka has made a career of refusing to play nice with anyone who tried to tell her story for her. And now, when she walks off a set rather than let someone else steer the conversation, it's not just a personal stand. It's a public protest against an industry that keeps rewriting the rules, always at the expense of the people who built it. Is her walkout a wake-up call for the rest of us? Are we really okay with watching legends get reduced to tabloid bod, their stories sliced up and fed back to us through viral clips and clickbait headlines? The timing couldn't be more telling. Just as Chaka's exit ricochets around social media, there's a growing chorus of insiders calling out how quickly the industry chews through its own history. The cycle is almost ritualistic. Build up the star, wait for the moment of weakness, then cash in on the fallout. We've watched icons like Chaka, Artha, and Whitney not just perform, but survive, battling industry power plays, tabloid scrutiny, and a culture that treats yesterday's heroes as tomorrow's punchline. A senior producer who's worked with multiple Hall of Famers told us, this isn't new. They want authenticity, but only on their terms. Legends get asked to spill it all, but the minute they set boundaries, the knives come out. If anything, Chaka's defiance feels less like a meltdown and more like an overdue act of self-preservation. But if Chaka's walkout is an indictment of the industry, it's also a lightning rod for something even bigger. The widening gulf between generations in music. The image of Jennifer Hudson frozen and speechless is now more than a meme. It's a symbol of the tension that's been brewing for years between the old guard, the architects of soul, funk, and R&B, and the rising wave of younger stars. Jennifer, despite her own journey through the music grinder, is painted as the embodiment of a new school that benefits from trails blazed long before they picked up a microphone. There's a sense in the aftermath of this feud that the torch isn't being passed so much as it's being wrestled away.
The painting on the wall say you got married at like 17 years old.
Yeah, that was to run away, to be free. Because I got my first album deal with ABC Dunhill. And I was too young to sign. I needed a co-signer. And I wasn't going to have that. So I lied to my mother, told her I was pregnant.
And the comments haven't been subtle. Chaka Khan has never been shy about the realities of survival, famously saying, "Staying alive, I probably took it for granted at some point in my life." This wasn't just about surviving the tabloids. It was about weathering a music business that's chewed up and spat out legends for generations. When she talks about the pain of seeing bandmates sidelined, of battling through what she once called a royal lot of screwing and finding solace in music, because it was the only thing she could count on, we get a clear picture of what's at stake when respect irides. By contrast, Jennifer's post-show handling, the swift retreat to crisis management and social media spin, feels almost clinical, as if the mess can be swept away with a right edit and a carefully worded caption. It's a new reality where legacy is less a badge of honor than a potential liability, and authenticity is whatever gets the most clicks before the next story hits. We can't ignore how the generational chasm is fueled by changing power dynamics. Artists like Chaka spent decades battling just to keep their names on their own work, while younger stars step into a world built by those very struggles, yet seem at times to lack any sense of stewardship. It's no longer just about reverence. It's about whether the foundations of modern music are being quietly eroded by a culture that values momentary virality over lasting achievement. As one industry veteran put it, the problem isn't just a lack of respect. It's that the new generation doesn't even realize how much they're standing on the backs of giants. The Chaka-Jennifer clash is a flashpoint, a warning flare that maybe, just maybe, the whole system is starting to crack. This is more than just celebrity gossip. It's a cultural reckoning. The spectacle of a legend walking out and a rising star left holding the bag is just the latest sign that something deeper is broken. Will Jennifer's show recover? Or has this moment edged a permanent question mark next to her name as a host? Already there's chatter among artists about new boundaries, new demands, new expectations. Some predict a wave of legends refusing to play the media's game, maybe even boycotting shows that treat them as mere clickbait. But others wonder if the industry will just do what it always does, move on, rinse, repeat, and hope the next viral feud keeps the money rolling in. And what of Jennifer herself? Some see her as collateral, damage in a system bigger than any one host, while others are convinced her ambition led her to push one boundary too far. Only time and maybe the next ratings report will tell if this is the moment that finally reshapes the daytime TV playbook, or just another blip in a long line of showbiz casualties. The big question isn't just about Jennifer's future or Chaka's reputation. It's about whether we, the fans and viewers, are complicit in the very exploitation we claim to hate. If our appetite for behind-scenes chaos is bottomless, can we really be shocked when the legends refuse to play along? I was embarrassed. Embarrassed? Yeah, I didn't like anybody saying my name over it. I got to live with this. Right now, the music world is holding its breath. Will Chaka stand trigger a reckoning? Or will it be buried under the next cycle of trending scandals? Are we at a crossroads where the soul of the industry hangs in the balance, or just another round of déjà vu where nothing changes and the legends keep walking out the door one by one if we don't start respecting the icons who gave us the soundtrack to our lives? How much are we willing to lose? And will anyone be left to pick up the pieces? So, what do you think? Is this the beginning of the end for respect in music? Or will legends finally get the treatment they deserve? Drop your thoughts below and tell us, is the industry eating its own, or are we ready for real change? Don't forget to hit subscribe, keep the conversation going, and remember, if we keep letting history repeat itself, we may wake up one day and find the music's gone for good. Until next time, stay loud, stay curious, and always look deeper than the headlines.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, you know what?
Yes,
I'm so proud of you.
thank you.
You know, I'm proud. This is the way you get your boots on the ground.